The last several weeks have borne witness to an intense rivalry between top teams, as Giga Chats, thought to be fully retired from the game, have returned from their slumber. Me, Kirby, HC, and various Validus members broke the long-standing 103 Maiden World record on April 2nd. At the time, several Vintage Clan members had been also potting for a 102 Maiden World record. This is more thoroughly outlined in James's video, linked in the description. They, though using an entirely different maiden method, were unfortunately unable to get this time before I did. And since being the second to tie a world record is not as respected as beating said world record, especially when it comes to room wrecks, we gave them no other choice but to amend their method and to attempt to go for a 101.2. Unfortunately though, they were playing very well, but they were just not able to get the RNG required to achieve that time. Before, an entirely new team, not widely known to be potting this world record, posted a maiden time that blasted our 102 out of the water. This came from core members of the first team that achieved the 103, namely Vasitus, Tuki, and Still Remains. Now, I had achieved our 102 on a Tuesday, and decided to post my original VOD showcasing the method for the 102 on Wednesday night or Thursday morning, April 4th. Now, whether or not Alex and company used ideas showcased in my VOD, or if they thought of their ideas independently, is unknown, but they were able to pot and beat the 102 on April 5th with a time of 1 minute 0.6 seconds. Shortly after this, they posted a 1 minute flat time before achieving the world's first sub 1 minute maiden time later on April 6th. During this time, I had already planned a trip to Austin to attend this Ren Fair, which my good friend Baby Satan had invited me to. This was a wonderful weekend for me, and I highly encourage you all to touch some grass if you have not done so recently. Back to Maiden. Both our 102 Maiden strats and the 59 second Maiden, but not the Vintage Attempts, use the idea of refreezing 2s, 3s, not 3s in my case, and 4s from 70s, so that you would not just skip 50s and 30s, but all 3 sets of crabs as you kill Maiden. This is done by precisely timing the 50s proc, in addition to using shorter duration spells on the 70s crabs, so that the 70s crabs would clump with the 50s crabs as they are frozen, before quickly proccing 30s and skipping all 3 sets. Now, while I was still on the drive to and from Austin, I had plenty of time to consider and ponder, and also time to correspond with my good friend Servito, optimizing our current method. We still believe that instead of the 12-second split time between 50s and 30s used by the 59-second Maiden, our method of a 6-second split time by pumping Maiden full of ZCB specs was the superior one, as it allows S2 from 30s to clump with 4s from 50s. So we changed up our entrance a little bit to get a faster 70s proc, and changed up the finishing of the Maiden, adding in DHs, which we had not previously used, to try to skip a little bit faster. By doing this, me, AHC, Previn, Handicapped, and Lolhigh were able to achieve a 58.8 second Maiden, beating the 59 second Maiden by exactly 1 tick. Now, unfortunately, Kirby was busy and not able to pot with us on the day we got this time, even though he did pot with this method with us the day before. Because of this, and because we think we can get even faster maiden times, saving an additional 1 or 2 ticks, we still plan to keep potting these maiden resets, hopefully with Kirby as well. Look forward to catching these attempts live on my Twitch streams. Horse Lord out. Peace.